Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Horses, day number 6 here in Saratoga. She's Acacia Clement. I'm Andy Serling, and a little overcast, but it feels
Yep.
like we've gotten fortunate with the rain. It looks like we're supposed to be good, but it is
Yep.
Saratoga.
I know.
You never know
Anything can
around here. It
happen
could
up
be
here.
sunny out, and the next day, next 5 minutes later, we're under deluge.
Yeah, but I think we've gotten a bit lucky though because originally on the forecast it was like early this morning it was supposed to rain.
Correct.
And
And now they're
hasn't
saying
been a
something
drop.
after
Yeah.
6, a very small chance
Yeah.
of something. So we'll hope for the best. And it is Aftercare Day, and Acacia, of course, extremely involved in Aftercare as well. So talk about it.
Yeah, it's a special day, and I think it's really wonderful that Naira does this. 5th annual, I believe, this year, Aftercare Day up at Saratoga. Of course, it's a huge part of my life, my family's life. I'm the president of Racing for Home, which is an aftercare organization. We took in 2 new horses in the last couple of weeks. We've got another one coming this weekend, and then another one the week after that. So
Wow.
we've been very, very busy this summer, but it's a huge passion to make sure that these athletes have a place after their racing days are over. And there's so many wonderful organizations out there. Check out the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. They accredit organizations so you can know that you are supporting them with confidence, that they're doing things to the highest level and doing things the right way.
Thanks. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
obviously, I echo those sentiments as well. We do have to get down to business today, though, but a lot of good stuff happening with Aftercare Day throughout the day today. And we'll even have Rick Schosberg up on the set for a while. I haven't seen Rick
He's
since
the best.
he forever. It'd be nice to see him. I didn't realize he was on until I saw the
Yeah,
rundown.
it's exciting.
Anyway, head over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member, use the promo code SPA200. We'll match the $200 of your initial deposit. We have is the contest next? Yes, the feeder contest. You have until post time tomorrow. Sign up, $40 buy-in to qualify for the $300 the $300 actual contest on Saturday. You play both these contests and all contests through Naira Bets. Head over to nairabets.com/contests for more information. We've got a cross-country Big Five, a couple at Horseshoe Indy, and 3 here, races 7, 8, 9. We also have, I believe, Thoroughbred Aftercare Day. There it is once again, all day today, celebrating, highlighting the work of New York State's Thoroughbred Aftercare community. We also have the Taste of New York Pavilion. Head on over. Fun stuff to do over there near Gate A and the Family Zone. Check out the Taste of New York. A lot of good stuff, all made in New York. And finally, last but not least, the Hawaiian shirt giveaway is tomorrow.
Ooh.
Eddie, this could
You
be
would
your
look good in that.
Yeah, I think we're all going to wear them on set with Jonathan.
We should.
I think we should. I think everyone, that includes you and Maggie. That means you
No,
have to wear them.
100%. I will.
And we have to get them for
Yeah.
Eddie. Eddie, this could be your whole wardrobe, right? Pretty much throughout the
Yeah.
year. Yeah, I expect you.
Eddie already snagged a few.
I'm going to have to get you one because Eddie's abandoning us for a few days.
No.
Guy's going to a wedding in the middle of Saratoga. It's
Who
like
gets
the dumbest
married
thing I
during
ever heard.
Saratoga?
Acacia did, but Acacia didn't. No, it's her sister-in-law that got married during Saratoga.
Yes, she did.
That's right. Acacia was nice enough not to do it in Saratoga. Charlotte, not so nice. Anyway, that'll be Sunday. That'll be fun. The Hawaiian shirt giveaway, and I think now we'll do the show. Right there we go. FS2 1 to 6:30 today. Race numero uno. I think we agree quite a bit early in the day. We'll take a look at Indy Magic, a horse we both have on top. This is his last dirt race, the race that Joe Sharp claimed him. Tried the turf. Goes back to dirt today.
Yeah, it is interesting. Picked up this horse off the back of a win 2 starts back where he really hesitated at the break, too, and then was a bit wide. Did have a pace tool to run at, but came closing pretty strong and got up in time. They tried the turf. He actually ran okay on the grass, and I think it was an experiment. Looked like Joe wanted to try. They're going back to basics, back to the dirt, and the blinkers on, too, which maybe, hopefully, will help him get out of the gate. But the big thing, Andy, the horses that Joe Sharp has brought here, had a winner yesterday. They tend to take money and they tend to run well.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
And, he's coming off, obviously, a big meet at Churchill, and he's pretty sharp. And, I mean, the other horse to take, you've got Flat On off the claim for Rudy, and probably not sure I should put this horse second or third. You've got him third, and I've got Lou. Lou's a short price right now. Probably going to go up from there, I would imagine. Maybe it's Flavian Pratt money. The problem with Lou, he's such a plotter.
He's so slow out of the gate. I mean, he came running late last time out, but that's what he does every time. He just leaves himself with so much to do. The good thing with Flat On is that he does have forward position. I thought you wanted to be forward. Coles was kind of struggling last time out when he won that race, but he ran big going the mile in an 8.
Yeah, I'm going to try to beat Glint, who you have second in here. I'm not massively against him, but I find him to be very erratic, and I was hoping the 1A
that's
would
fair.
go with him. The 1 and 1A both had speed. See what happens in race number 1. Race number 2 at a mile on the turf. The distance is important. We'll talk about the horse I think you have on top, and that's the 9 and Experienced. We'll
Yeah.
show the last race. Uh, I would say she was a bit against the track in this race. I just don't like stretch outs.
I know that's fair, but she does have pedigree for it, which is why I was intrigued by her. And she strikes me watching her sprint races that she kind of gets run off her feet a little bit early, which oftentimes for me will suggest that it's a horse that will have an appreciation of going a bit further. Now, she didn't switch leads last time out. Excuse me, you could say that he hung a little bit outside. I think that's certainly a fair assessment. But the way that some of these sprint races are run, to me, some horses that prefer going a bit longer, they, like I said, never really have a chance to get into their stride. The dam was all kind of mile type races, and the second dam was long on the turf, was actually second in the La Province. So there's pedigree to suggest he should handle more ground.
One of my problems is that stretching out in the turf, Jeremiah Engelhardt is 1 for 23 over the last 5 years, 0 for 11 with only 1 hitting the board with maidens.
That's
And
fair.
so for me, I'm trying to beat this horse. I cannot argue with the horse's credentials. It's a very logical horse in this race if he runs his race, but I just prefer to stick with horses that have done a little bit more running going longer. And we'll take a look at Deemer, who ran here last August in the first start, and then had a bit of trouble coming out of the gate the next time out. I don't want to really crush him for that. It comes back as a gelding now. Shritovo's numbers coming off long layoffs are not really great, to be honest. They're okay, but this horse ran well enough as a 2-year-old. With routine improvement, would be a player in here.
I agree. Ran well behind Smooth Breeze, who's going to be a favorite in the stake today a little bit later on. Does come back as a gelding as well, which I thought was interesting. A horse that didn't break that quickly last time out too, and so we'll see if he's fit enough. Maybe the gelding will help getting ready to come back off the bench.
Getting a little breeze and a little bit of raindrops. I'm looking at my phone. According to my phone, it's a very minimal amount of rain for a very short period of time.
It looks on the radar like we're actually right in the middle, and it's
But
gonna
it's that radar
split
is
us.
not making a lot of sense because it's been up there the whole time and it hasn't been accurate. I don't really
Okay.
know. It's Saratoga. Who the heck knows what's going on around here? It goes from sunlight to darkness at just about any time. Let's talk about some others in here. What about, let's see, I have the 2 before the wind down on the inside, cutting back, going a mile. I just thought this horse ran well enough in the races, was sort of a logical horse with IRAD. No great shakes. I didn't, Mo 88 I had in there. I always like to have John Ortiz in there, and the horse was a little bit wide last time, as was before the wind. Both horses lost some ground.
I agree. And before the wind gets blinkers on, I'm interested to see if he can be a little bit more forward with that equipment change. I thought Mo 88 was a horse with maybe a little bit more upside, lightly raced coming in, and would be a bit of a price kind of beyond the other logical ones in here. Spirit of the Law, second off the layoff, and so he was a horse that was very far back last time out.
But he also got a sensational
did.
ride from Junior coming
did.
up the rail and saving all the ground in that race.
Yeah.
We're getting a little downpour. If it cools things down, that'll be nice. We could use a little downpour.
It's been so hot.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break. Do you want to
Okay.
do a commercial, Eddie? Do the commercial. We'll be back.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
Thank you for your patience while others were battening down the hatches. Not Acacia and I. We didn't move at all. We're back. She's Acacia. I'm Andy. Race number 3, the Rick Violet, named for the late Rick Violet, who really needs no introduction, but he was such an important part of New York racing.
Yeah.
And forgetting about being an excellent trainer, obviously, who had some great success, winning the Whitney with Diversify late in his life. But Rick was a very huge supporter of racing and a lover of racing and a big supporter of everything about around the game and always trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, with his involvement of with the Horsemen's Association, with his support of Aftercare as well. So really special that we do have the opportunity to have this race named in his honor on this day.
No question about it. Always good to remember Rick, and we often think of Rick anyway. Let's take a look at the horse I think we have on top, Smooth Breeze, the number 6. And you know, it'll be interesting. So they're putting the blinkers back on the number 2, Sounds Like a Plan. And you have to ask yourself, what are they going to do in this race? Is he going to go? Because the more speed for Smooth Breeze, the better off he is.
Yeah, I mean, as you look through this, and as far as Sounds Like a Plan, we were discussing this on our production call earlier, with the blinkers 2 and 3 back, he was getting very headstrong and keen early on and hard to handle. Last time out, he didn't get keen, but he didn't get the lead, and he did not fire that day. I would think with the blinkers on, they kind of have to go, but Leon Blue probably will go as well, so that could set things up beautifully for Smooth Breeze, who, on top of that, I think he's good. I mean, he actually ran pretty well in the dirt last time, but he's clearly not a dirt horse.
I agree with you. I think he's a good horse.
Yeah.
I just think he's a very logical horse, and he's the favorite, and I'm not trying to beat him in here. And you mentioned Leon Blue, and we'll look at outsourcing Leon Blue, and this was one of the wild wins. John Velasquez at 56-1 with outsource, who great claim by Tom Morley. You know, claims the horse for $30,000 and right away wins a race that nets him, you know, almost $50,000 in purse money, and obviously a horse that's a completely different animal on the turf. As far as Leon Blue, I thought he ran very well in there. Having said that, it'll be interesting. Sounds Like a Plan going to go? Are they going to hook up? How fast is the pace going to be? Because even though Outsource obviously improved a great deal, Leon Blue ran the better race.
He did. He ran huge. He was the only one on the pace to be sticking around late in that effort. And this is a horse that I really liked. I thought he just kind of overcame things on the dirt and sprinting, 2 things that I don't think he really wants to do. And then last time out, running a huge effort. But, I mean, yeah, great claim by Tom Morley with Outsource, who looks like a turf horse, and he certainly appreciated it. He will be closing late. I wonder if he'll be quite as far back as he was last
You know,
time out.
I find these sometimes, you know, horses that pull off these big upsets, sometimes the next time, they go up at a better price than they should because he looks so random. And he really ran in there. I don't want to, I've got him second.
Random. I think he was on the surface.
Really,
he appreciated
this was a super, I hate to compliment Tom. It pains me. And I know Maggie's going to be mad at me for complimenting him. So I'm not sure which is worse, being nice to Tom or getting Maggie mad because I'm being nice about her husband. You've got I'm Due second here, who's sort of a little bit the stranger of the crew, but he's got some pretty good credentials.
He does. Now, he's interesting. He faced a company, state-bred company last time, or I should say New York Stallion Series company last time when sprinting, and that was the opportunity for those New York Stallion Series races. Now, he had to face Friend of the Devil, who is very talented and very quick, and I also don't think that this horse is a sprinter. Prior to that, he was running against Open Stakes Company on the turf down at Gulfstream. So he's coming in against fellow state-breds. I thought he was a little bit intriguing as the new face.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. See what happens. The rain is pretty much stopped. The sun is out, so the rain is pretty much done. It was really nothing of any consequence.
I brought my rain boots, so that means
See, I didn't bring the umbrella, like which means we could get screwed. Though I brought it last time.
I'm going to be the one that gets trenched out there.
I had it. No, I had it when we got caught in that storm on the way out. And I want to thank Ron Anderson, by the way, who told me I'll be right back. He told me right back, and I waited for him out front for about 8 minutes and got soaked. So if it was a practical joke, Ron, it was a good one. If it wasn't, I'm still mad at you. Race number 4, we'll take a look at Shlomo for my man Lee Einseidler. And Lee told me he was dropping this one down. He is the horse to beat in this race. You and I are trying to beat him, but let's not beat him.
He is. I mean, like I always say, you know, you and I are card-carrying members of the Fernando Abreu fan club. But as far as Shlomo is concerned, he just is on the form that he's shown so far very much the horse to beat. He was disappointing last time. It's a big drop in class. Wasn't he entered in one of the New York bred turf stakes.
He was.
Yeah.
They chickened out.
And they didn't run him there.
chickened out.
So he's dropping in. He certainly has the credentials, but I really did think that Ride Up was going to run a better race second off the layoff.
And we'll go right to Ride Up's race in February, 2 races back. It feels like he got a bit of a prep chasing last time out. And, you know, I mean, he was a little bit wide in that race. I thought he ran well here. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. He can be speed, but I imagine Shlomo want to go too. And I just don't see these two ding-dogging it. I just think they're the two best horses, and they're both forward. And then, like you, I got to pick against Lee because I hope Lee wins anyway, but I'm going to take the other one, who I just thought might be a little more reliable. I think he's sort of running where he belongs.
Right. Where
with Shlomo, I think you have to worry a little bit about the drop down, you know, especially for a horse that's going to be favored.
I agree. And that was what kind of piqued my interest too. When you look at him, immediately he is the one that jumps off the page, but he's going to take a lot of attention because of the drop. And I feel like those are the types of horses, if you can get a little cute to beat them, it's a good place to take a shot.
Yeah, and I don't really have anybody else.
No.
I mean, I left Joe Sharp in. This one's dropping down severely after a horrible effort, but obviously ran okay before that. But, you know, the drop down, it's not like if either 6 or 7 run their sort of usual race, I just think they're a little bit better, not that he can't win.
I just want to give a quick mention because I think one of the most intriguing horses is Arcadian, who I was shocked anybody claimed him last time. And then when I found out it was Linda that claimed him, I was really interested because I had liked this horse a bit last time with the blinkers on and an additional drop in class. And Christopher Elliott tried to get him out of the gate, and he showed no speed. I'm just really curious as to what he'll do today for the new barn.
I agree, and I've got him in there a little bit. I'm not. My memory's going. I feel like I may have picked and bet him last time out.
I picked him.
and he was
Not
bad.
one of my
And, you know,
best
and I'll say
moves,
something else. As well as Linda does, the Greg Sacco barn has been really doing well
very
this
good.
year. So I'm not sure you can expect her to improve off of barn that's really been firing on all cylinders. Race number 5. I think we're going to be almost done with agreeing horses after race number 5. I think.
Gets a little bit more
You and I both
interesting.
picked the number 8. I don't have a replay for this race. Fiddling Felix. I just took the horse on the big drop down.
Yeah, it is. It's just a horse that's been facing so much better. Last time out was chasing early. Actually, I thought watching that race was a little bit better than it looks on paper, too. He hung around for quite a bit, and that was off the layoff, too. And just there's some horses in here who've had a lot of chances, and you kind of know what they are already.
Yeah, I'm not taking Motel Patel on the outside. You've got Todd's Firster. I look at some numbers, first-time starters in maiden claimers and dirt sprints, 2 for 20.
I
He is
scratched into him.
Well, he is 2 for 10 at Naira, to be
Okay.
fair. 0 for 3 in Saratoga. 2 of them were below 2 to 1, and only 1 hit the board. Doesn't mean a horse can't win, and you know we'll see if he takes any money. Tactical Track Star. You have Tactical Track Star second. I have the horse third. I don't know if this horse can run at all.
I know.
He took no money first time
I was
out.
going to say that he took no money for
Yeah.
Brad Cox's first-time starter. And Protected was that horse for John Kimmel, who was coming back off a big layoff. But getting blinkers on, it's a big drop in class. I think it's definitely a wild card, but I just prefer taking class droppers versus horses who'd already been at the claiming level.
I just thought this horse was. Yeah, I hear you. I think Air 8's not impossible getting back to the dirt. I mean, he's going to win if the 3 and 8 can't run.
Right, which is entirely
which
possible.
is very possible.
Yeah.
And I thought that I'd use him more. And I had 3 I'd have to use, but not thrilled with him. We are on the turf. 5.5 furlong New York State Breds. Adam Racehorse yesterday. My God, that horse was like shot out of a
Very
cannon.
impressive.
I forgot
Very
to look
impressive.
up the fig this morning. That was a big race.
Yeah.
You have gone. Let's go to race number 6, Eddie.
Yes.
Are you sleeping? You and I
He's
are
already checked out.
in similar places for the most part here. Talk about the one Rocket Robin.
Well, I want to start off by saying I do think that the horse you have on top, Charlotte's Universe, is probably one of the more intriguing ones, but I thought that the Rocket Robin would be a price and was interesting. I know typically for Michelle Nevin, you don't necessarily see them first time out firing, but I watched the workouts for this horse and showed a lot of speed from the gate in a group of 3 working last time out and has plenty of turf pedigree being by War Dancer. The siblings have not done much on the track yet. In fact, there is no winners in the family as of yet. And while the dam never won on the turf, she handled it. She had a lot of in the money finishes.
Did Carl Domino train her, the dam? Can you look up the dam? Did Carl Domino train her? Or am I confusing
Let's
this horse
see.
with somebody else?
Let's
He had a
see.
horse like this that I loved. It might have been Rockin' Cozy.
It's a good name, by the way.
I thought you had Formulator.
No, it was up, but
Sorry.
it's it logged me out. which is always fun. So
Nerve
now I
of
have
that.
to log back in and then prove I'm not a robot. And all of
Sorry, I
that
didn't.
stuff.
I
No,
thought
that's
you had it
okay.
right in front of you. I'm with you. I'm going to use this horse.
Yeah,
I agree.
I thought she was interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree. I'm going to use this horse as well. I'm going to use the Jeremiah Englehart. You
Rock
have
and
third.
Cozy, you have an amazing memory.
Well,
Carl Domino.
Carl. I mean,
Yeah.
Carl's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of had a thing for this horse, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, I think you said this horse was over 16 in the grass, right?
Yes.
But finished third and fourth, seven.
But she
second,
ran.
third,
She actually
7
ran
times.
a lot of stronger numbers on the turf than
Yep.
she did on the dirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I always had a thing for her. So Sacred Goddess, I have there the Cantheros. It's not a ton of. I thought, oh, I have it. I have the workout for Sacred Goddess. I thought I did 9 4/5. I got to tell you, I thought this was a very impressive work.
It was a good work. She started off a little bit high-headed, but then she actually leveled herself really nicely, which I always really like to see. Right there, she accelerates, which I think is certainly a plus. Love Cantharo sprinting on the turf. But I found an interesting stat for Jeremiah, who is excellent with 2-year-olds, as we know. But 2-year-old first-time starters on the turf was over 15.
So
for the
we're
last
really
5
burying
years.
you today, Maya. I had the bad
Sorry,
stat
Maya.
earlier. Acacia's got the bad. At least you can't say that it was just me. At least Acacia joined in and just burying you here, you know. And I mean, listen, he ate a lot of hot dogs. So what can I say?
I did go over and hang out with Moplex the other day.
Really?
And his groom, Oscar. Got a
Nice.
little
How
backstretch
was that?
heroes on him, which
Cool.
was really cool. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun.
I make fun of Maya because he's a friend. I picked Charlotte's Universe because I want Mark Cass to get that 4,000th
I
win.
know.
He stopped by and said hi yesterday. We were chatting a little bit upstairs. It was good to see him. He's such a good guy. And talking about some of the race and different things. And the 4,000, of course, which is, I think in some ways, it's obviously an immense achievement. He's at 39.99. And I think his first starter at Colonial is just after this race, I want to say.
Oh, it's
We
around
want
the
it to
same time,
happen
yeah.
here. We
He
want it
wants it to happen here too. He
Yeah.
told me the other day, and he was so accommodating about letting a camera follow him with the Colonial runners yesterday and in the
He's
stake.
the best.
And I mean, he's so great with that stuff. And he said I would really love to do it at Saratoga, and I'm sure for Charlotte Weber as
And
well.
Charlotte's here. I saw
Yeah.
Charlotte and Ginny yesterday, which
Yep.
was great to see them as well. And
Yep.
listen, I just, this horse, not a great family for the turf, but there's enough turf here, and I'm going to hope this horse is a runner
There
for Mark.
is, I mean, it's a strong Broman family.
Right.
The
Just-
dam is the sister to Stolen Star, who's the dam of Highway Star, who's an exceptional runner. But like you said, not a ton of turf. But this one actually worked really well on the turf 2 works back, though she kind of bolted a little early when she leveled off. I mean, she was way better than her company.
Maya just texted me. He said he's okay, but Moplex is done with you.
No, I
No,
love Moplex.
I'm kidding. He's perfectly fine
My
with that
friend.
because he's a good man. What about some of the horse that get it? What about the Mott horse that gets in? I know Catherine the Wise was a dirt horse and a good dirt horse. I think Chad trained her, but I don't know. I thought this horse could be a little interesting. I always have a thing for these Goichman horses. The guy
I
has bred
agree.
so many good horses over the years, and you have the 10 Tai Tai Rose as well.
Yes, I'm very curious to see what the essential quality progeny can do, by the way, which my divine one is
Yeah.
by.
See any winners yet?
I don't believe so. Let's get back and look.
I know he beat me in the Travers for a lot of money while I was out with COVID. It was very mean of
my
him.
husband has a couple actually
Really?
that are a bit interesting.
All right.
Yes, one winner so far, essential quality, which was sprinting on the dirt. So curious as to what they will do. But Tai Tai Rose actually does have some pedigree. The dam was a Patrick Biancone horse who won on the turf over in Europe and in America too, and kept running in all those stakes. And so curious as to what she'll do.
Yeah, the thing that bothered me, first of all, you know how I feel about Union
Rags, I know.
But it's also that the other 2 foals were a Twirling Candy and a City of
Yeah.
Hope. Both were effective turf stallions, and neither of them, when one of them ran a 74 buyer, it's just, you know me with Union
I
Rags.
know.
If a Union Rags wins first time out on the turf,
I get it.
I can promise you I lost money in that race.
get it.
Race number 7, disappointing for me. I like the 10, Divine Leader. I've got 2 goofy bets on the show today. One of my 3 was going to be Divine Leader. He scratches, and I end up with Great Richie. We've ended up being reversed. I end up with Great Richie M. Comes in flying. Z is not. Oh God! I bet on that horse yesterday that ran second. Barb.
Oh yeah.
That was
The
so
Steve Asmussen
annoying at
horse
5 to
went
1.
Huge that day.
Where did that
I
come
know.
from? The last
I
race was
know.
atrocious.
I know.
But he ran yesterday,
he
and he
did.
ran down Barb, who
He
put
did.
away everybody else, and
Yeah.
just felt like I felt like I like was on the right track. And
I get it.
just,
I liked Barb too there. Actually.
yeah, I was really wanting to bet him. He ran well. He ran very
he
well.
did.
He
He
just
ran
got a
very,
horse,
very
got a
well.
perfect trip, and beat him and ran.
Yeah.
As far as Great Tree M, he's just, I mean, it's nothing clever to it.
Nope.
It's like the fastest horse in the race. I'm not sure. He's one of these things where I'm not sure I would have picked him on top if I hadn't scratched into him in here. I didn't really want to change it, and I didn't really want to change also the horse that you picked, who I do think is a player, Skylander.
Yes, I think Skylander is intriguing. He's taking a drop in class and cutting back in distance. I don't think he wanted any part of the mile and an eighth last time out. I think this is a better spot, and he has fast numbers on the go back. If he can ever find those races again, or even something remotely close to that.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to use Tetsu and Fernando. If I have a lousy meet picking your horses, I'm blaming you, not me, because I'm never wrong. I just thought he's a logical horse in here.
I thought he was against the track last time.
Yeah,
too.
and he should get a little bit of pace. You know, the rail was good. He was outside. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think he ran awful. So I thought he ran okay. I'm going to use them. I'm not using Best Bet, who I know gets back to the dirt. He's so tough to trust.
He's so tough to trust.
Eric's just got to let him roll.
Yeah,
you don't want to get in the way of him.
Do it with him.
And he's obviously not a turf horse, so ran okay last time out, or last time on the dirt. But I thought the others were just a little bit better. Race number 8. I got to tell you, of all the races on this card today, this is the one I struggled with the most.
I know.
Because, you know, Acacia, I
to
just...
take Stars and Stripes or to not.
Right. I mean, we'll show him up there. He's the horse to beat.
Yeah.
He's obviously pretty good. I just didn't want to take him coming back at a short price. Belmont has very good numbers coming back in general off maiden wins, so he's better with Sprinter, better out of town than Naira. He's actually 3 for 30 at Naira. Off a maiden win in a dirt route with like an 85-cent ROI.
Wow.
That bothered me a little bit. He's got great numbers out of town. Out of town, he's 14 for 34. He's 0 for 4 in Saratoga. I mean, there's small sample size, though the other one, 3 for 30, is pretty big.
Yeah.
He's good, this horse.
We're crushing it with the negative stats today.
We're burying everybody, and which usually, well, I was burying Todd Pletcher with stats. Actually, he had good stats.
And then he won 3.
Yeah, I've got him right in the winner's circle. So you know, that's what I do. That's one of the few things I do well is get a horse in the winner's circle. Stars and Stripes and Stars and Strides. You know, there's the Mother Maiden Breaker that's back.
Yes.
Is it tomorrow
Stars
or the last
Strides.
race on Saturday? I think.
Yes, Saturday. I think it is.
Who's responsible for that, Bill?
I know. Well, one thing I will say, I mean, this horse was very impressive last time.
He ran well first time.
He ran well first time at a huge price, which was wild, too. But that being said, I mean, Duration was one of those horses who ran yesterday. He finished 3rd in that race.
He just doesn't want to win that horse.
He doesn't want to win.
Chad thinks he wants to go longer. I don't know if he's just going to find somebody to beat him no matter what distance he goes.
That race yesterday was like a race of horses that don't want to pass.
Yeah.
You know?
Unfortunately, one horse did.
One
thank
horse
you
did
for that.
And then Hopsing was a horse that, I mean, was game, and he had some credentials as well that day. So I defaulted to him, but I looked for a long time to see if there was a way to get around.
Another thing I think is worth noting about his 2 races, now it may be completely irrelevant, but both of his races were on sealed tracks. And even though the first one was fast, it was sealed.
Yep.
And I think that is a kind of important thing to note about him, whether it matters or not. I think you always have to look at all the little things when you're looking at a short priced horse. And as far as Rocketeer, I don't love Rocketeer. I don't trust him, but he's the speed.
He is.
And I'm just going to take a chance that Irad wires the field in this race.
He likes to run off on the front end sometimes, too.
I just think he's going to go and try to wire him. And if he can, he can. And if I'm wrong, I'll lose. And that happens most races anyway. I think weightless is fine. I mean, he's perfectly logical.
He comes out of that incredibly, what's turned out to be a very tough race. Larchuk came back with a 102 buyer, and Strategic Focus is going to the Curlin.
He is heading to the Curlin, and I know Chad's excited. He's been training well. And listen, he's been high on that horse since well before he ran. We'll see if he can step up his game and challenge the big guys because, you know, you want to get there. This is not that last year was an easy year as well when you talk about Sierra Leone and Fierceness and Torpedo Anna in the Travers. This is a good horse.
This is a really good bunch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Magnitude. See if he can do it. You know, because those horses don't have a lot of speed. And the good 3-year-olds, and even Baeza, I'm not going to give up on him yet. I bet him last time he was bad. But I'm still not convinced that he's not better than that. Whether or not he can beat Sovereignty is another story.
I think it's cool that he's coming back, though.
I do, and I love seeing John Sheriff's come back as well. Is there a story with the 7? I know David picked Lordship, Aragona, and I meant to ask him. I think he's working well or something. I looked and looked and looked. I just don't think he's good enough.
Well, he gets the blinkers on. He is the half brother to Hall of Fame. That's Steve Asmussen. Or I'm sorry, he's the full brother to Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame's not telling his friends about that yet.
he's not sharing it yet. I mean, he won the mine shaft, but yeah, this horse has been training well with blinkers, according to the Clocker report. I don't know if there's much of a story with it, but
Doesn't he have
one
to get
that
so much better to
he
win here?
He does, and he's a horse that I know he started at Tampa, but then he went right into Stakes Company, and I thought that this was a race where he could potentially step forward. But yeah, he has to get better.
I wish he did a little more running. He didn't have a terrible trip last time. He broke
No.
well. He
No,
saved ground. He
was
angled
fine.
out. Yeah, I listen. Maybe he's just a new horse with blinkers and working out, and that's all positive. Popular. He better improve. I don't mind that Chad brought him to Tampa. I mean, he wants to
No,
run
not
his
at all.
good horses at Tampa more than
Agreed.
Gulfstream. So I actually think running at Tampa,
It was
and not that
Tampa
you were
in
saying
March.
different.
It wasn't,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
don't think
later.
it's a.
Yeah.
Listen, you're Christophe and Miguel. They went to Tampa with
A
good
lot.
horses too. I
A
mean,
lot,
it's not
yeah.
turf and dirt. I think a lot of people like those courses, and I understand. So I am going a little crazy in race number 9. But we
I noticed that.
well, I
I'm
think
excited.
it's funny because Rajiv texted me this morning, and he said he's going to try to come up.
Oh, good.
And he's a good man. And he said, my cousin's
was
riding a horse.
Was he saying he wanted to come up because now Richie's doing Ride of the Week?
He'd like to be Ride of the Week. I'm going to do worst Ride of the Week. And I think if we get Rajiv to come up here and ride, I'm going to give him the worst Ride of the Week. I think that would be tremendous. A video of worst Ride of the Week with me and Raj being the rider. That would be pretty great, actually.
Wow.
As I torture him, and he's telling me like I meant to do this and I meant to do that. That
actually would be hysterical.
that could win an Eclipse Award.
It could, yeah.
We got to do that. And knowing Raj's game, Enlighten is obviously the horse to beat in this race. I mean, you and I both put him second. It's just not the kind of horse I think either one of them want to put on top.
Right.
We'll take a look at his win 3 back, and Todd's numbers with maiden first time for a tag on dirt are excellent. Turf, not so great. But on the other hand, he's 2 for 7 at Saratoga with a 217 ROI. And listen, I don't think either of us are going to be surprised when he wins today.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree. I mean, he might just be the best horse in here. He's coming in from those races at Gulfstream. He has tactical speed as well, which I think is a plus. And he's totally fine. He might just be the horse to beat. But he does come back for a claiming tag instead of looking for an alternate spot. And he comes back off of a layoff. He hasn't run since March. So I thought that if there was a day to try and beat him and he's going to take attention, this might be the one.
I agree. I mean, he ran, he lost to Sherlock's Jewel, and it's all coming together. And he lost
Right.
by,
Good
I mean, 2
horses,
lengths in turf is a lot.
Yeah.
But having said that, I mean, I understand the thinking. He's not winning a non-winners at 2 in all likelihood,
that.
and he wants to win
Those
a
can be
race in
very tough,
Saratoga.
yeah.
So I get it. The fact that he cost a lot of money, that stuff doesn't matter. I mean, every owner has expensive horses
Right.
that they have to,
He's also a 4-year-old
remember one day,
at this
yeah,
point. I
the
get
middle
that.
of the year.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think you don't have anything against it. We just want to pick against him, and you went for Just for Luck.
Just for Luck, who I get had plenty of pace to run at last time. He actually comes out of, I think, the same horse. Yeah, the same race that
Yes,
the horse
we're gonna
you
get
like
to that. It's gonna be a
comes
segue,
out
in case
of. And this one, yes, he did have an opportunity to be off the pace and closing between horses. He missed getting second, but he was off of a layoff that day. It was the first time in the Rick Dutro barn. I thought he was going to be stronger second off the bench. And shouldn't he have some pace to run at in here? I mean, you've got Java Buzz, who's stretching out. He's only got one way to go.
Badge of War's not
Badge
slow.
of War's not slow.
Here's
Gem
my-
10 maybe could be forward again.
Here's my problem with Just for Luck, and obviously I've got him third, so I agree with you that he's a player here. Why would you want him at 6-1 over my horse at 20-1?
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
know it's a 7-pound bug rider, and though I think he can ride a little bit, but this horse made the move into the teeth of Best Bet was the speed there.
Right.
He's one who chased. He ran huge in there. He didn't stop until the late stages, and I bet him in there, and I needed him second to Wally World. But look at his 2 turf races. Both of those races, 81 buyers, those races are fast enough to compete here. So, I mean, he's got credentials, and because of his connections, he's doomed to be a big price. Imagine that the rider and trainer, and riders and trainers do matter, but imagine that didn't matter. Imagine it was Mr. or Mrs. X, How is this horse a big price in here?
Yeah. No, it's a really good point, and I think that you are very good about those types of horses and kind of sifting through and not getting caught up in them always being a big price or kind of sifting through. And sometimes horses with dirtied up form can kind of slip through the cracks.
Oh,
and
I got one tomorrow that makes this one look like
Really?
a 6-5 shot. Yeah.
but I mean, all together, his 3 turf races are good. And with He'll be
I'm
a price.
with you. I like this
Yeah.
horse. I'm betting him. I'll certainly use him with the logicals.
And you were just talking
the 2
about
and
the
7 as
Mirage
well.
family, so.
Well, that was
Yeah.
the whole start of it was
Yeah.
because Rajiv texted me and he said that my brother's riding today, and I said, I know, I'm the idiot that picked him. And we were joking, and hopefully we'll see Raj, and
Yeah.
he'll come by and visit us. And he sounds like he's doing well, which is good.
Yes.
Race number 10. You know, wasn't Ori supposed to win last time? We'll
Yes,
take a look at him.
yes.
Now, to be fair, I think that Linda, I'm actually furious at myself. The damn May Shares of Linda's horse, a very good turf. I think she won the P.G. Johnson as a 2-year-old. It was part of a $100,000 pick 6 that Andy Beyer hit. I think Peter Karchis owned the horse that won the last race, in fact, if you look it up. Because I know that Andy had
When
one.
was this?
This was whenever May Share, a long time ago. Zero Seminars days, 20-plus years, 20-ish years ago.
Wow.
And I can
pretty
remember
cool.
because, well, how long has Peter been gone? I mean, he was, been gone a long time. Because I remember that Andy was alive when we were by the box and was saying how he was alive with it. And so I think he was alive with 2 horses, and it was over 100,000. And I believe that May Shares won that at about $35 in there. So he was a Bernardini, which annoyed me. But at that price, I should have bet a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Anyway, he can win. This feels like there's too many new faces, the 4, the 11,
there were
and 12
a lot
in here.
of intriguing horses in here.
And you've gone to Hello Newman.
Yes, great name. This horse is dropping in class and cutting back in distance. While he's a really big horse, and I actually liked him last time, but I think it's really intriguing with the cutback in distance. The dam was much more of a sprinter. Blinkers going on for the cutback as well. He has to work out a trip from the post, but just a horse that I really wanted to give another chance because I really do think that there's something in there.
I want to say the dam was one of those Sue Alpers horses. Or it may have been a different trainer by then for the connections. If you can look it up, who ran. No, it may have been Tom Bush. Actually, now that I think about it, it was Tom Bush, right?
That would make sense. Let me see.
Anyhow, both the 11 and 12 are super interesting. The
agreed.
problem with them is they're short prices.
I know.
And they haven't
Yeah,
really.
it was Tom Bush.
They haven't. Now, the 11 ran in a sprint, but the 11, I know, was at first start. The 11 seems to be better going longer, so
I
I
know.
don't totally trust. And at short prices, I'd rather take the 4. Now, I was having a sort of a discussion argument with David Aragona about Mission Impassable. And David's point, he's a 7% turf sire, but David's point was, well, he's not the world's greatest dirt sire either.
Right.
So are you really going to nitpick on this horse? Because I had picked him, and I think he picked him as well. And I was saying, I wish it wasn't a Mission Impassable. And there's
I
a
think the name
lot
is
of turf.
so funny.
Paz
too.
the soy sauce.
By Mission Impassable out
Chow
of Chow Fun.
Yes. No, that's
great.
I hadn't really
It's
thought of that.
hysterical.
That's a great name.
Yeah, and there's a lot of turf pedigree.
There's a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, the dam was good. I know this horse costs nothing. I like Edu Buys in the turf. He was a sort of subtly good, like 13% turf sire. And you know what? This horse, actually, I wanted to bet Paz the soy sauce on the dirt as well because this horse was a bit against it and ran against better horses. But I want to see this
Definitely
horse
ran against
against this field, probably the surface he belongs on, and he met good horses. It'll be a bigger price.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot going on in here.
I agree. I mean, the horse who has the real turf pedigree, though the sire is atrocious so far as turf horse. The dam side in Kimball Union, the 5.
Oh, I know.
I mean, is enormous. This horse is
know.
5 for 6. There's really good Khaleesi Cats in there.
5 siblings, one on the grass.
Yeah, this is a big. And it's funny because Amira had that horse with a big pedigree that did absolutely nothing first time out on the turf back at Aqueduct, and then won the second time out at like 68 to 1.
Right.
And that horse had cost like
Had pedigree.
$10 and had $1 million pedigree for grass, right?
I know.
Yeah, and everybody was saying at the race, well, I could have thrown this one in at
Should've
68
tried
to
with
1.
that one,
And
yeah.
I'm thinking, yeah, I couldn't have, but good luck. Anyway, it was fun as always. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as Acacia and I did. Head over to Naira
And
Bets.
the sun's out now.
And the sun is out, and everything is good.
All is right in the
And
world.
that tractor didn't come. That tractor with the smoke yesterday.
I missed the smoke.
If it hadn't been blowing it also on some of our fans,
Yeah.
it was one of the funnier moments ever. It really was funny. And when those things happen, everybody thinks the tractor annoys me. The tractor does not annoy me. It's funny. The whole thing is just funny.
Yeah, you have to laugh at it.
Right. But the smoke yesterday was tremendous. I mean, it filled the entire thing up. Luckily, Johnny's used to that. Right, Johnny? Yes, he agrees. Head over to Naira Bets, SPA 200. Promo code, NairaBets.com. We will match the $200 of your initial deposit. After that, we want to Friday contest. You have till post time tomorrow. $40 feed-in to the Saturday contest. Don't miss out your opportunity on that.
I try to guess all the horses on the slates, and I think I figured that one out.
Okay.
The Queen's MG.
Yes, that
Yeah.
sounds right. Very good. Wow.
That one's been bothering me.
Yes. Well, because you initially look and you think Rapoli
I
silks, but they're
know,
not
but it's
Mike
not.
silks.
It says it's
And those
Dylan.
Safi has those silks that are
Yep,
similar to
it's
those,
CT
right?
Racing. Yeah.
Yep. All right, where else we going here? Cross country pick 5-2 at Horseshoe Indy. 3 here starts just after 4:30. Aftercare Day, of course, very important. And listen, we will never tell people you have to give money. Everybody has their own situation. If you can, there's so many good charities. Obviously, the charities here with BCCA and the chaplaincy and BEST, but also giving a couple dollars to the horses that give us so much is never a bad idea if you're someone who can afford to give even a small amount. The smallest amounts are appreciated by everybody. We have Taste of New York Pavilion. Head over. It is by Gate A, the family zone. We have the Hawaiian shirt giveaway. That's on Sunday. Looking for that'll be very popular. I imagine they're already lining up for that. And is this it? Yes, 1 to 6:30 on FS2. You are on late.
I'm on early.
You're on early with me.
Yes.
And I am on with Greg and Richie up here as well, and some special guests, including our Mayor Rick Schosberg showing up a little bit later. So do not miss. You don't need to watch me or Richie or Greg. You want to watch Acacia, but you do want to watch Rick Schosberg, a good man, and looking forward to seeing him.
Absolutely. He's the best.
We're done. Frank Miramati, he's just getting revved up for another big day. Day 6 in Saratoga. The sun is shining. Everything's good. A lot cooler, too, isn't it?
Cooled down.
Yeah, let's hope
It's
that
not
stays.
as humid, which is amazing.
Yesterday was a little warm.
Yesterday was
A little warm.
rough.
It was. But anyway, we're good. Got through the little bit of rain. Everything's good to go. Frank's up next. Have a great day.
You bet with Naira Bets. Bet any track, anywhere, anytime. Download the Naira Bets app to play today and get a $200 deposit bonus. Watch live horse racing. Get expert picks. Boost your bankroll with weekly promotions and hone your handicapping skills with exclusive tips and tutorials. Download the Naira Bets app now. Sign up now to claim your $200 deposit match bonus. You bet with Naira Bets.
The New York Racing Association welcomes you to Saratoga Racecourse. Your safety is our primary concern. If it becomes necessary to evacuate Saratoga Racecourse, please follow these guidelines to walk calmly out and away from the 1863 Club, the apron, the main building, and the backyard. Those in the 1863 Club basement area will go up the center staircase or the loading dock area staircase. Patrons and employees on the first floor use the loading dock stairs or exit out the main lobby exits or out the front doors. Turn right toward the loading dock area or turn left to the horse path and proceed out onto the track. Those on the second floor will walk down the main staircase and out of the building or use the pedestrian bridge over to the main building. Those on the third floor will go down the center staircase or the west end staircase down to the loading dock area and continue out and away from the building. If you're located trackside on the clubhouse apron, on the dining porch, or the grandstand apron, walk forward onto the track through the emergency exit trackside gates. Turn right or left and continue along the outside rail to the exits. As you're exiting, please be mindful of any horses that may be in the area. Those in the interior clubhouse and grandstand areas will exit out into the park areas in the rear of the building and continue out through gates A and B for the grandstand and gates C and D for the clubhouse area. Those located in the second floor clubhouse box seat areas, left or right of the winner's circle, will walk down the nearest unobstructed staircase to the apron area and proceed out the trackside gates onto the track. Turn right and continue along the outside rail to gate 10. Those in the club terrace dining and standing areas will utilize the metal staircases at the rear of the building down to the ground level and continue out gate C. Once in a stairwell, should you encounter smoke or other obstructions, leave the stairwell immediately and proceed to another stairwell. Those in the first and second level turf terrace dining areas west half will proceed down the west end fire escape to the ground level and continue out gate D. Those in first and second level turf terrace dining east half will take the east end staircase onto the clubhouse roof, then continue down to the ground level and out gate C. Third and fourth level turf terrace dining west half will utilize the rear or west staircase down to the ground level and proceed out gate D. Those in third and fourth level turf terrace dining east half will utilize the east end staircase or ramp down to the clubhouse roof, then continue down to the ground level and out gates C and D. If you are in the second floor club seating, sections D through L, or the grandstand seating, sections M through Y, including the stretch seating area, proceed down the staircases to the trackside apron and proceed out onto the track. Turn left or right and continue along the outside rail to exit. Those in the second floor easy-goer dining area will go down the staircases at the rear of the building to exit through the park and out gate B. Those in the paddock area and paddock tent will walk through the paddock and out the saddling area emergency gate. Please be mindful of any horses that may be in close proximity. Those in the other rear park areas will proceed out the nearest unobstructed gate. All egress aisleways and emergency exits must be kept clear of personal articles and items. Once outside, please continue away from the gates and await further instructions from public safety personnel. Elevators and escalators will not be in use during an emergency evacuation. Guest services and security personnel will be available to guide and assist ADA guests and anyone who may require additional assistance. This concludes our evacuation plan for Saratoga Racecourse. Thank you for being prepared in advance to respond calmly in an emergency. Enjoy today's events.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your caps. Here's our national anthem. Good afternoon. Welcome to Saratoga Racecourse. It's New York Thoroughbred Aftercare Day. The track is fast. The turf is firm. Post time for the first in 27 minutes. Here once again are the changes. The first race is the start of the early pick 5. Scratch number 1, Timaeus, part of the entry, and scratch number 2, Bob John Ray. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. Scratch number 1, XL 0. Note that 7, God Given, 1 over. Scratch 10, Mission Hill. Scratch 11, Chris's Song. The third is the Rick Violet. Scratch number 1, River of Time. There is a pick 5 that starts with the third. In the fourth, number 1, Masterwork, will race with 2 open-toe bar shoes again. 4 Arcadian, 1 pound over. The fifth starts the dollar pick 6, scratch number 1, Nice Try Riley, that's a new scratch. And scratch number 4, Army Proud. Note that number 7, Carlin Contention, 2 pounds over, and 8, Fiddling Felix is a gelding. In the sixth, started the late pick 5, scratch numbers 2, 9, 14, and 15. In the seventh event, scratch number 10, Divine Leader. Race 8, scratch 6, Dr. Kraft. Scratch 8, Frizzante. And in the ninth, scratch 11, House United. Scratch 12, Swaggish. Race 10, scratch 2, Dead Aim. And scratch number 10, Man from Malta. As part of the New York Thoroughbred Aftercare Day, we direct your attention onto the main track. Former racehorses enjoying second careers thanks to Rerun Thoroughbred adoption and Second Chance Thoroughbreds. Rerun, one of the oldest thoroughbred retraining and adoption programs in the country, has worked with Take the Lead since its inception in 2013 to find homes for New York's retired racehorses. They are represented this afternoon by 3 horses: Deregulation, Financier, and Down Broadway nominee Mel's Baby Sister. The trio are accompanied by adopters Ben and Kendra Richardson and their 7-year-old daughter, Raina. Ben is riding the British-bred Deregulation, a 7-year-old gelding who raced 11 times at 4 different racetracks, winning once. The Bay joined the Richardsons in 2022 and has since learned to jump, go on trail rides, and, as he will demonstrate this afternoon, work with cows under a Western saddle. He truly is a jack of all trades. The Richardsons bring back Aftercare Day favorite Financier, a 4-year-old New York-bred gelding who was retired after just 2 starts because he, quote, just wasn't fast enough to race. Ridden by Raina, with mom Kendra giving an assist, Financier will be headed to the Retired Racehorse Project's 2025 Thoroughbred Makeover in the Hunter Division in the fall. Showing just how easygoing a retired racehorse can be, he is in costume today, giving stable pal Deregulation a target to chase. Also on track is Flag is Flying and Kelly Lasher, who represents Second Chance Thoroughbreds in Spencer, New York. The mission of Second Chance is to provide retired racehorses and broodmares the rehabilitation and retraining they need as they transition to a new career. Flag is Flying is a perfect example. Now 21 years old, he was a maiden winner at Belmont Park way back in 2008 and was still a stallion when Second Chance gave him a home 7 years later. Lasher adopted him and brought him to Hunter Landing Equestrian, her 30-horse boarding and training barn in Blossville, New York, where more than half the horses are off-the-track thoroughbreds. Flag is Flying, affectionately known as Grover, quickly became the cornerstone of the stable's lesson program and continues to be a favorite at the farm. He now teaches Lasher's 9-year-old daughter because, as she says, good horses make good riders. Flag is Flying is a finalist for the 2025 Down Broadway Award.